Welcome back. It's good to have you back again. If you haven't watched one of these videos before, well, great to have you. We are busy with a series on pictures of Jesus in the book of Colossians, and we have already seen a couple of aspects of Jesus. We're on to the third one now, and it's verse 17, which says this in the NLT. It says, "He existed before anything else, and he holds all creation together." All things is one of those phrases that appears in chapter 1 of Colossians, and you know it appears 6 times. All things. He holds all creation together. All things are held together by him. He is above all things. And so this emphasis on all things, it actually appears 6 times in the King James Version. 6 times in a few verses. I mean, when you mention something 6 times in a few sentences, you've got to admit that people get the idea that you really mean to emphasize it. So we've already dealt with the first part of that verse on Jesus being the one who creates. So if you missed it, go back and check out the first video in this series. And today we want to look at the second part where he holds creation together. Have you ever wondered about this incredible world that we live in? See, the Big Bang Theory is that there was this massive energy and it once exploded into billions of fragments, and one of these fragments became the Earth. On top of that, somehow life began, and then man evolved from monkeys. When you hear it put like that, my gosh, you need some serious faith to believe that. You know, people do choose to believe that. Very smart people choose to believe that rather than to believe in an almighty creator with infinite wisdom and power who created this earth with man as the masterpiece, the centerpiece. I want to tell you a few facts about creation, you know, just interesting things that I just looked up just in terms of the world in which we live. You know that armadillos have an armor so hard it can withstand a bullet. Somebody once shot at an armadillo in their field or in their yard, and the bullets bounced off. Female dragonflies, you know what they do when they have a suitor that they are not really interested in? They've learned to play dead to get rid of this unwanted suitor. Fantastic. Crows have the ability to recognize human faces. How's that? And they never forget. You know, they can recognize and remember a human face their entire life. I'm talking about crows. Yes, those crows that fly around. The Pacific barrel-eye fish has tubular eyes with a transparent head, and they can swivel their eyes in such a way that they can look upwards through their head, through their transparent head. Brazilian pygmy geckos are so small that they can walk on top of the water and they don't even sink. And then one more, marine iguanas can stop their hearts so that sharks don't hear them and detect them. I could go on for days and days, 24 hours a day, fact after fact after fact. You know, this world is so diverse and in creation so incredible. Now you want to tell me that this is all random, really? You know, the kind of diversity and incredible splendor has a fingerprint of a divine being, a master creator. The Bible explains it. It says, you know who that is? It's Jesus. He created everything. Now, what do most people understand holds this world together? Well, if we talk about this earth, people would say, well, gravity stops us floating off to space. Gravity has no duality. It only pulls towards itself. It never repels. To leave the Earth's gravitational pull behind, an object has to travel 7 miles a second. That's over 10 kilometers a second to get out of our planet's velocity. Wow. But did you know that of the 4 fundamental forces, gravity is by far the weakest? The other 3 are electromagnetism, weak nuclear force, which governs how atoms decay, and a strong nuclear force which holds atomic nuclei together. Incredible. And gravity's definition it comes from meaning something weighty or serious. It came first, originating from the Latin gravis, or heavy. And then we have the sun. What about the sun? The sun is 152.1 million kilometers from the earth. I mean, I love the 0.1, but okay, if you look it up, that's what it says. And the earth revolves, orbits around the sun in 1 year, and the earth's rotation axis is tilted relative to the plane of its orbit around the sun, so that this tilt of the earth ensures there are 4 seasons as it orbits the sun. And the sun provides the energy that sustains all life on earth. Of course, if the earth were closer to the sun, or the sun were closer to the earth, the oceans would boil. But if we were a little bit further away from the sun than we are, then the oceans would freeze. Wow, God is incredible. You know, in our galaxy, the Milky Way, it has approximately 100 billion stars. But the Milky Way is not the only universe. There are about 10 billion galaxies in the observable universe. I mean, really? That means there are about 100 billion stars per galaxy. That's 1 billion trillion stars just in the observable universe. Listen, you know what? It's just so crazy. And the most amazing thing is that all of this is held together by Jesus. This is what we read here in Colossians 1:17. This galaxy, the galaxies, the earth, gravity, the sun, creation, everything is all held together by Jesus. And how does he do it? The same way he created it. Hebrews 1:3, I love this. It says, he is the radiance of the glory of God and the exact imprint of his nature. And he, being Jesus, upholds the universe by the word of his power. God said, let there be light, and there was light. And that word that created is the same word that sustains. Jesus is the Word. The Word was with God, and he was God, and he became flesh, and he dwelt among us. And it is that Word, that's Jesus, who holds together this universe by the power of his Word. May the Lord bless you. I hope you enjoyed this short snippet, and we're looking at just how Jesus is represented in the book of Colossians. Maybe pick up another one in the near future. May the Lord bless you. Please hit subscribe. I hope to see you back again soon.